So next, I'll talk to you about how we can track who your members are, what they're doing, who are your most loyal, things like that. So this is where you can see your customer base. Right now, there's only one customer, but you'd be able to track on general over here how many customers, how many have the card installed, how many transactions, things like that. You can obviously import and export the customer list. So if you have a separate tool that you want to use for analyzing, you can. It's an Excel file that we exported as. Um, Within this, we have a few filters already for you. So for example, how many customers have, like basically this is showing you which of the customers that have signed up, but they haven't filled out all the fields. So this way is kind of like form optimization. If people are not filling out a certain field or something, then you can just maybe remove that option if you want. This one is showing you how many people have the card installed, which device have they installed it in. This one is showing you who has the birthday today, who has the birthday in the next 30 days. And this is RFM. So I'll explain the RFM stuff in a separate video because it's a little bit like more complicated in terms of how we define it. But once you have your RFM set up, then you can just select one segment and you can see which customer fits into there. So this is a customer that's inactive. If I choose a champion, I don't have any champions. So again, it would be gone. And we can create more filters. So for example, I want to select all customers that have more than 20 points. And I can also combine that with more things. So I can say add this as a filter, and then I want to add more conditions, or I want to add or conditions. So and the card status is equal to installed, and who's for example, who's a male, because we're going to do something for men on a certain day, and we want to check that who has the card installed and who has a certain number of points, so we can send out a specific promotion just for them. This is just to give you an idea of the kind of filtering that we can do. You can add more filters as well, or you can add or filters. So you can say that either this, or if they have, or if they're just, or if they're a female with other conditions over here, right? So you can say a man who has earned 20 points or a female who has earned 10 points. Both of them, we want to invite them for this event or this promotion. So that way we can just set up these filters and click apply. And then this filter is available here. Now, I'm not in that. There's no customer that matches this term. So that's why I'm not being shown over here. But if I wanted to save this as a filter, I can just click this. And I can choose to save it as a static or a dynamic filter. Static filter is basically giving me a snapshot of what exists today. So if I save this as a static filter today, no matter, in a week's time or something, if customers meet this criteria, this filter, because it was static, it will show me the snapshot of what existed at the time I created the filter. It will not update. If you want the filter to update, then you just select dynamic. And then now whenever I select this filter, I'll see the real time who meets this criteria. And then I can just select a filter name. And then I can just add this. And now if I go to my segments, so I can close this. If I go to my segments, I can see the filter name over here. So I can obviously automatically go into this filter. Now when I'm going into a particular customer, and if I want to see more details about what they've done, how often they visited, things like that, I can just click their name. I can see what card they're currently enrolled in, and they can have multiple cards, so we'll see multiple names over here. I can see how much they've spent, how much bonuses they have, how many transactions they've done, whether the card is installed or not, what is their most recent award availability they have, if they've given feedback ratings, right? A lot more detail over here. You can also see the last transactions and visits. So I can see that this customer last visited on July 25. They last redeemed something on that date, and the amount they redeemed was 50 points. And I can see further down as well, right? So 25th, this was obviously just doing testing, but you can see over here, dates, what happened, what the transaction was, how much was either redeemed or earned. And then we can also set in transaction amounts, but When we do the managers, we'll also be able to see where they've basically done this transaction. So if you want to track specific areas in the mall, or if you want to track specific vendors who are also partners, we can give each of them their own basically login. So that way we can track this visit, for example, this transaction, where was it redeemed? And we can also add in comments and stuff, so we can see that over here. So for example, this one was the full receipt information. So there's a point redemption, reward was a free valet, receipt and time. So this is completely customizable, but just to give you an indication of the kind of detail we can capture. And this happens pretty much automatically through the system. After you scan, you just enter whether it's a redeem or earn, and all of this information gets logged. We can also send a message to this person and get more information about them, see what feedbacks they've sent us, things like that. So when it comes to the message, like this is the template that we have to select. Since they have only one, I can schedule it, or I can just send it right away and click send. And if I go to the history, I can see the historical messages that we've sent to this user. And this is just giving you a preview of the message that will go to that person. So if I, for example, if I'm writing, welcome to the Siliconers program, we are very excited to have you as a member. Please ask us any questions if you have any doubts. Right, I just wanted to show you something, that if you're doing this a message, you can see over here when it cuts off. So if you want to, the full message will get shown on the, so they'll see the preview over here, and then if they click it, they'll see the full message. But just to, some people want to have this, like they don't want the message to be cut off. So this is just something you can track. And then you can also add emojis as you want into the message. And this is these are just push notifications that will come like this on the customer's phone. So yeah, this is all about how you can analyze customers, see who has enrolled with you, what they're doing, and go into deeper detail into any individuals that you want.